Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
Breaking news this afternoon. One person is being treated for burns after a propane tank explosion. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Stanwood. The Fargo Fire Department is still on the scene of that fire on the city's south side. That's also where we find Valley News Team's Bradford Eric. Bradford, what can you tell us?
Christine, I just spoke with a neighbor who lives 2 doors down from where this fire happened. She tells me that she heard 2 loud bangs. After the second one, her whole house shook. That's when she walked out onto her back patio, saw the flames coming out of the back of this garage here behind me. She immediately dialed up 911, ran over to the garage, and that's when she saw a man crawling out. She pulled the man to safety and was able to get that man to the hospital. He was, the man pulled out of the garage, was taken to Sanford Hospital with some burn injuries to his hands and his face. Right now, the fire is out. Fire crews right now are pretty much just wrapping up, but I'll have much more from that heroic neighbor coming up later in our evening newscast. Reporting live in Fargo, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
All right, Bradford, thanks so much for the update. Immediate neighbors have been evacuated for safety purposes. We will continue to update you with more information at valleynewslive.com as it becomes available. There's an increased security presence here in America following the terror attack in Brussels, particularly at transportation hubs such as airports and train stations. Craig Boswell is at Washington, D.C.'s Union Station with more details.
K-9 units sniffed the luggage of Amtrak passengers as they waited to board trains at Washington's Union Station.
You get a sense of comfort knowing that the security has heightened because of what's going on, but it's also scary.
The scene is the same at New York's Penn Station, a major transportation hub where commuter rails meet the city's subway system.
We in New York City stand ready to fight against terror in every way.
The heightened security at U.S. airports and train stations is meant to prevent a Brussels-style terror attack which targeted travelers for maximum impact.
Airports and in subways is the perfect place for them to conduct an attack because it creates the most fear.
Law enforcement and emergency officials say they have trained for situations just like this.
Kind of attacks in Brussels are one of the many risks that the Washington metro region studies, prepares for, drills for.
Dave Snyder helps coordinate emergency preparedness in the nation's capital. He says passengers have a role to play in keeping everyone safe.
They see a left suitcase, for example, or they see someone acting unusually. It's critical that they contact the authorities, and that's a message we need to repeat day in and day out, but particularly on a day like this.
Authorities say the increased security is not due to a specific threat, but out of an abundance of caution. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Washington.
New York Mayor Bill de Blasio also emphasized that the terrorists want us to live in fear, so that it's important to continue to live our lives as we normally would. New at noon, crews are working today to remove soil contaminated when a gasoline pipeline started leaking in Harwood. A Magellan pipeline spokesperson tells Valley News Live 100 barrels of gas or more than 4,000 gallons were lost in the leak. Magellan operates the pipeline, which runs north and south through the city. Harwood's Mayor Bill Rorich says Magellan got workers on the scene right away to stop it. No word on how much soil is being removed from the site, nor how long the cleanup will take. Magellan says one homeowner was evacuated as a precaution. Also new at noon, Fargo police are investigating the theft of an ATM from inside Shields Arena. Police say the theft was reported Friday morning when employees arrived at work. The building had been open until 11 p.m. Thursday, so the theft likely happened between that time period. Deputy Police Chief Joe Anderson says there are no surveillance cameras in the area where the ATM was ripped off a wall. Anyone with information about the theft is asked to call Fargo Police. And Fargo police are trying to contact victims of a series of overnight burglaries at a Southside apartment building. Someone appears to have gained access to the garages in the 3,500 block of 28th Street South early this morning, then kicked their way through adjoining garage units. Police were notified of a resident of the apartment building just before 2 a.m. who says he heard a commotion near the garages and saw a man running away from the area. Police found holes in the sheetrock between a number of the garage units. They're still trying to determine how many victims there are and how many items were stolen. Well, some saw snow in the Northern Valley this morning, but it seems relatively quiet here. But will it stay that way? Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn. Robert?
It will stay relatively quiet here in the Fargo-Moorhead area, as well as most of the area. Still seeing a little bit of snow across the far Northern Valley, and some areas did see a couple of inches of snow. The most I've seen is 3 inches in the Starkweather area. And again, a little bit of snow may continue for parts of the far Northern Valley later on today. For much of the rest of us, a mix of clouds and sunshine and some mild temperatures. It is coldest off towards the north, 30 in Roseau, 32 in Langdon and Devils Lake, 38 Grand Forks, 43 here in Fargo, 45 your warm spot in Wahpeton. Yesterday, winds out of the east and southeast around 10 to 20 with some stronger gusts. Today, winds out of the east and northeast around 10 to 20 miles per hour with some occasional stronger gusts. We have seen lots of cloud cover, but we're seeing a little bit of filtered sunshine at this hour here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. And underneath what clouds we do have, again, a little bit of snow across the north, and we'll have that chance, especially around the Devils Lake Basin, for some snow showers as we head on into the afternoon. Here in the Fargo-Moorhead area, I think we stay dry. Snow stays well off toward the north. Chance for a few flurries and some colder weather as we head through your Wednesday, but that was the rest of the week looking, and that Easter weekend. We'll have the details on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks, Robert. A plea deal has been reached in the case of a former North Dakota daycare provider charged in the drowning death of a 5-year-old girl from Velva. 45-year-old Heather Tudor pleaded guilty yesterday to charges of child neglect and operating a daycare facility without a license. In return, the state is dropping a negligent homicide charge. The girl was found unresponsive near a pool in Velva last June and died the next month. Tudor must also pay $5,000 in restitution to the family and serve 300 hours of community service. 5 members of the State Department of Human Services and a McHenry County social worker also face charges in that girl's death. Toyota says it'll offer automatic emergency braking by next year. Toyota Motor Corp says it'll make the feature standard on 25 of its 30 Toyota and Lexus models sold in the U.S. by the end of 2017. The vehicles will also come with 2 other standards: safety features, pedestrian detection, and lane departure warning. Just last week, the government announced the biggest automakers have pledged to make automatic emergency braking standard on most vehicles within 6 years. Starbucks wants to donate all of its leftover food from its 7,000-plus U.S. locations. The company said Tuesday that it will aim to contribute 100% of its leftover food to Feeding America, which runs a national network of food banks. Starbucks CEO says the idea came from baristas behind the counter. The company plans to give out 5 million meals this year, including breakfast sandwiches, paninis, and salads. The U.S. Department of Agriculture estimates that 30 to 40% of America's food supply is wasted. At the same time, in 2014, 48.1 million Americans at some point during that year were unable or unsure of where to get their next meal. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook to follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed all day. Coming up, how one procedure can help detect cancer and treat other issues more successfully. But next, we have weather to plan your day with meteorologist Robert Hahn.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.